Hello, everyone. Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear us
and see us?
and
More
see us? Oh,
importantly.
yeah. Hello and happy holidays. We are so excited to be a part of this. Welcome to the Cabin Boy Knits show.
And it's not just any show, it's a special show.
It's not just the Cabin Boy Knits. We are part of a bigger thing. We are one piece of a great event that's going on today. And thanks for all the thumbs up in the chat. We are part of TUBEDUDESLIVE Holiday 2022, and we are so excited. It's amazing.
We are.
Do you know what it's about?
It doesn't tell me anything till last minute. I like to just show up and wing it.
So we are the first leg of a series of episodes. So we're on for 45 minutes, a 15-minute break, and then you're going to be transported over to the WOOLPATCH with Stuart. And Stuart's going to do his magic in his beautiful accent. And then he's going to be talking for 45 minutes. This 15-minute break is going to come back over to North America, and we will be at Needles at the Ready. And that's going to be awesome. And we've got, I think they've got Needles at the Ready have a great crowd as well. So that's going to be really popular. Yeah. And
Stuart over in England, you mentioned he's got an accent, but he's over there across the pond. So it's going across the pond back here, somewheres after that. Well,
yeah. So to Connecticut. And to Kevin and Ray, are going to do their magic. And then it's going to go over to Michael at Piece for Piece. Michael is super talented, and that's going to be really, really interesting as well. And then Michael's going to hand it off to the anchor leg, and it is Fiber Hustle. And that's going to be awesome with Chip and Aaron. So there's going to be tons of laughs there as well. So that is how it's going to be organized. Jamie, we also have a giveaway.
We do. How's that going to work?
I will tell you how it's going to work. So each episode or each group or each is going to have their own scrambled up word. So I'm going to be flashing letters like this throughout our episode. And so you have to write down the letters and then unscramble them, and you can figure out the connection to it in our notes. And you can enter that and have a chance to win something on Ravelry. So
okay.
Yeah, so really excited. So
that's all part of the whole day.
And it's part of the giving, the holiday season giving.
Oh, giving.
Yes. So when I think about the holidays, I don't know, this is my favorite time of the year. I love it. I love it for so many reasons. But what about you? You get excited as well.
I do.
But
I do.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Yeah.
Well, it's that time of the year where, traditions and memories and new memories, and it's the holidays. Everyone has traditions.
Well, what's your favorite? Like, do you have any specific memories?
Oh gosh, memories. Yeah. Okay. I like to think back of when I was a little guy, not so long ago.
Yes.
And my mom, we'd go get a Christmas tree down at the Dominion, because we lived in the
Dominion.
Town.
Yes.
If we weren't going out because you could cut a tree down on Crown land, you're allowed to cut a tree down.
Yeah.
So we did do that in the past, but my fond memory is,
for those who don't know, what is Crown land?
Crown land.
Because we have people from all over the world.
Canada. If you know Canada, it's a big country. Here's the country. Here's the population. All of that land all around everywhere's where uninhabited, and the crown owns it. Although, are we still part of the crown? We are. It's called Crown land. Oh my gosh.
Just because the queen passed away doesn't mean we're not part of the crown anymore.
Okay. Okay. Crown land. So it's just,
come on, Vicky Pollard, spill it out.
Government owns the land, but anybody, all Canadians and visitors can have use of the land, and you're allowed to go on the land and cut a tree down. But we'd go to the Dominion, which, the Dominion of Canada. There was an old Dominion grocery store, and there was always a tree guy set up out there in the parking lot. And I remember just on the toboggan, my mom hauling the tree, and I'm sitting on the tree, and she's got the toboggan, and we're going home with the tree. That's one.
That's nice. That's great.
And my last one as a child is, so we're 5.
Your mom must have been pretty strong to be
5 children. She used to chop
to pull a 16-year-old around on a toboggan.
I was 17, and then 5 children. And the other thing was, she was a clean freak. So she would polish the floors, getting ready for Christmas. It's all about cleaning. But the linoleum tiles, you could see a reflection of them. And you know why? Because she would wax them by hand, wax them on her hands and knees with that paste wax. But then we didn't have an electric buffer, which we did get in later times. So as children, we put on our big woolly socks, and we go around, and she'd dance, because she always loved to dance at Christmas. So we dance around with our woolly socks and polish the floor.
Oh, wow.
That's almost brings tears to my eyes. It does.
Well, I'm sure we're going to see a few tears this afternoon.
No, we're not.
So I've got a couple as well. I put them in groups. I've got 3 groups. One of them is when because that's just the way I am. That's the way
Did
I
you
roll.
think about
That's
this?
the roll. That's the
Did
way
you-
I roll.
Did you think about this? Because I just what are the 3 categories?
So the 3 categories are when I was a kid. I
You can
remember.
tear it out already.
So when I was a kid, and we would go up to my grandmother's, 2 hours north of Toronto. She lived in Bobcaygeon,
Yes.
and so it's a small town. And my father would get off of work, pile us in the car, put the presents around us, and we would go up to Bobcaygeon. And we'd usually get there at night, and it was cold, and you could hear the crunch of the snow under your feet. And I was always way too excited to wait for Christmas morning, and I would be. There was a hole at the top because we were on the 2nd floor that's where our bed
Hole.
was. So one of those
yeah.
vents.
Where either the old furnace or the vent.
Yeah.
Go through
So
with
I used to
pipe
lie on the
furnace.
floor and stare down the vent all night and wait to see
There's
Santa
like a grate,
Claus.
right?
Yes.
Oh
That's
my
what.
gosh.
Yes.
Did you see him?
I didn't see him. No, but
Oh.
I was super excited about that.
That's
And
because
then
you weren't sleeping, because he doesn't show up if you're not asleep.
it's true. It's true. And then my aunt would make great cookies, and it was just being around family. I loved it. Second group is when my kids were younger. Just the thought of getting home Christmas Eve and with presents and whatnot, and it's just seeing the excitement on their face. That was always great.
I'm giggling about that because I'm usually a part of when he talks about the children.
And then the last one is just with you. Like when we spend Christmas together, we sit down leading up to Christmas and we watch some crazy specials. And I love watching the old specials, Judy Garland.
Oh my God.
Special.
With Liza.
With Liza. Yeah.
Liza as a teenager,
Yes.
she still has the kook, even back then. But
It's
she's
so much
great.
fun. Yeah.
She's a little bit animated, more so than Judy. And then the little guy,
We know your role model.
the little guy. Remember, there was the little
Yes,
brother.
the brother too. Yeah.
Oh, the poor thing.
Yeah. So yeah,
Not
it
as
was a lot of fun.
talented, sorry to say, but worth the watch.
Oh, for sure it is. Yeah, there's a lot of the Andy Williams,
Andy
Como,
Williams,
all
we
of the
watched.
old ones.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the knitting. We've been talking
Knitting.
for a few minutes, and you've got some knitting to share because you have already finished one of your Christmas gifts.
I did.
Yes.
She's not a real friend because I know she's not watching. That's why I'll show it. Anybody who's deserving of something knitted. Do you know how many hours I spent on this? Okay, it's not a cake. It looks like a birthday cake, or
It does look like a
well,
birthday cake.
you had it on earlier because you thought it went on like this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, 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 and a mistletoe. It's not. It's a scrunchy cowl.
It's
It
great.
goes like this. I haven't. You see that you saw the little ends because I haven't put the ends in yet. So it's a cowl.
Yeah.
And she loves pink, and she moved away. She moved away on me across the country. I
Yes.
mean, literally across the country
Yeah.
to Vancouver. That's like several provinces away. But she'll be coming home for
It's the other
Christmas.
side of the country.
Well, it is way over there. It takes you 3 days if you're to drive 12
Yes.
hours a day.
Yeah.
3 days, you get there.
Yeah.
She gets a cowl. So this is it. And you know, I just, as per always, oh my goodness. I think I'm doing a Jody. Okay. So don't make me laugh. So
Doing
here
a
we
Jody. Okay.
Here
That's
we have pink wool and a mixed wool. And
I
it's
wanna know
it's
that-
knit pearl. And then but you pointed out this wonderful stitch I did here. I don't know if you can see it. This wonderful stitch. I can never recreate it again because I don't know how I did it, but it's wonderful. And I recreated it up here. Anyway.
So I
That's
know that people watching are dying to know the pattern for this one.
All my patterns are right up here, just like my sweater. I followed somewhat of a pattern. I know I keep bringing up, everyone's tired of that sweater. This was
did
in
you
my
knit
mind.
did you knit a sweater?
This was in my mind. And it's just a cowl. So you could knit pearl and knit pearl to get those, what do you call it? Just in, out, in, out, in, out. But then I don't like when it all, because what happens is it all crunches down. It just crunches like a pancake. And I didn't want that. So I did some just knit stitches in between,
Yeah.
which makes it stand up here. So it sort of separates it because I wanted it to be like that. So you could see
Like an accordion.
like an accordion, as opposed to if it just was in and out, it would be like this. And I wanted it to be.
The interesting thing about watching you knit this was that sometimes you'd be knitting and your work would be facing towards you. And then other times your knitting would be facing away from you.
Yes. There was a
And-
reason for that.
on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks
Until I
great.
got lost, until I got mixed up, and I didn't know if I was inside or outside.
I think it looks great. I think it looks. You did a fantastic job.
Yeah, because
Really nice.
you know the backside. Like if you're just knitting, and the backside has the different look on the
Yeah.
underside. I wanted to make sure that what I wanted to see specifically here was what I was going to see, like that unusual knit, and then this, and then the bumps. I'm just calling them bumps. These here, I wanted that to show, and on the inside, it isn't as pretty. On the inside, it's not as pretty, but so I made sure that just so I could see exactly how it was going to look on the outside, I was doing opposite of what you would normally do.
Right. Oh,
Like
my
to
hair.
Like to get the pearl, to get the pearl effect here, I didn't want it just to be the backside of the knit.
Yeah.
So anyway, it all makes sense up here. Now, what about yourself? I think that can't be anybody at the door. Are you expecting anyone?
Yes.
Oh,
Well, I'm not expecting anyone, but I think we have a sign up outside.
oh my gosh. Okay. And we're supposed
Okay.
to, how are these letter things are supposed to happen?
Jeez.
I'll be back.
You mean one like this? Like that?
yes.
I'll do while he's away, I'll do one more. Okay, I'll get into my knitting. I was knitting. I've been knitting a bunch of socks and stuff for Christmas, and so I found some yarn. I have a little bit of yarn in the studio. So this is Blue-Faced Leicester, and I used indigo and lac and marigold, and I used some sumac as well. Sumac is just 5 feet outside the door, and mixed them all up, and I came out with two colors. One was the indigo color, and then the other one is a mixture of the lac and sumac and marigold. And so people ask me sometimes, is this self-striping yarn? I would like to say it's artisanal striping yarn. And so because I don't measure when I'm doing it, it's just basically a gut feel of what it looks like when I put it in the dye pot. And so I finished the first sock, and that's it. And this is just a basic sock pattern. I didn't really use one. I just used my head, but that's how it has come out. And so I'm just on the next one now. So I'll have that one finished. I should have that one finished by tomorrow. And I'm not sure who I'm going to give those to. I might give them to Jamie because he's not here and he likes the color blue. He says it makes his eyes pop. So I guess in order to do that, I'd have to have his socks near his eyes. So anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. And I've got a couple of other projects as well. But before I get into those projects, I want to talk to you about a holiday drink. One of my favorite drinks is gin. And so I've got a holiday drink that reminds me of the outdoors. And it's a drink that makes me happy. And so it's called a Tom Thompson. And Tom Thompson was a famous artist in Canada, and he died when he was 39. And he was quite an outdoorsman. And so he used to hang out and paint the landscape in Algonquin Park. And Algonquin Park is one of my favorite parks. It's one of my favorite places in the entire world. And it's when we talk about our happy place, that is my happy place. I just love it there. It's a lot of deciduous and coniferous trees and lakes, and it's just clean air, fresh air, and I just absolutely love it. And so I thought I'd make a drink that reminds me of that. And so here is the Tom Thompson. First, you need some gin, and you can use any gin. It doesn't have to be special gin. And you're going to need 2 ounces of gin, and then you're going to need soda. I like to use soda because tonic water changes the taste of the gin. And so I'm going to use soda, and I'm using 4 ounces of the soda. And then I will squeeze half of a lime in the drink. And I will also have some syrup. And so this is balsam syrup. And I'll spend a second on talking about syrup. So you can make your own spruce tip syrup. And what that is when you think about the spruce tree in the springtime, you go out and you see these little green ends on them. And those are the tips of the spruce tree. And you can go and take those off and taste it. And they're great. They're great to eat. But they make a fantastic syrup. So if you're going to make the syrup, what you do is you go out in May, just in the springtime when these little buds are out, and you can pick them. But I wouldn't advise picking them on the top of the tree, because what you'll really have an impact, or you'll stunt the growth of the tree. So what you do is you pick sparingly around the tree, and you pick the little tips off. Oftentimes you'll see there's a little cap on the end of the tip, paper, and you just take that off, and you take the tip of the spruce, collect about 500 grams of them, and then you take them, wash them off, put them in a bowl, and then you take 500 grams of brown sugar. Take the brown sugar, pour it in the bowl along with the spruce tips. You mix it up and you put it in a mason jar. And then you leave the cap, you put the cap on the mason jar, but don't screw it on really tight. You just leave it a little bit loose. That allows the gas to come out. And you leave it there for about anywhere from a month to 3 months. You take it off, you take it out, and you put it and you strain it. And then you boil it for about an hour and let it sit, and you are done. You pour it into a mason jar and you're ready to go. You can refrigerate it. It's fantastic, and it's so delicious. So that is how you make spruce tip syrup. So in this, let's make the drink right now. I'm really thirsty. So again, it's called a Tom Thompson, and I made up the name again because I love Algonquin Park. The name Algonquin is already taken for another drink. It has nothing to do with gin. But so the Tom Thompson, you need a large glass, highball, add some ice, and then I'm going to add 4 ounces. I'll just put this down so you can see. So I'm going to add 4 ounces of soda. Then I'm going to add 2 ounces of gin. And then I'm going to add just a ½ ounce of my syrup. To like the theme of my cup. Okay, and then I squeeze in half of a lime. Okay, and then lastly, to finish it off, I usually get a stir stick from outside, stir it up, finish it off with a lime, and there is your Tom Thompson. Perfect. And that's your Tom Thompson. I hear somebody coming. Oh my gosh. Who is this? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I just showed up because the other guy was in the kitchen, but I still need something special.
It is Kitty Claus. Welcome to the cabin. That is beautiful.
Do you know what it is?
It's okay. Are you asking me, do I know what the picture is on it? It looks to me like a moose and a spruce tree and the moon. How's that?
The Canadian theme, don't you know?
Okay. So, but I haven't guessed what kind of pie it is. Does anybody know what kind of pie this is? What kind of pie do you think Kitty Claus would make?
She didn't actually make it.
She didn't.
No, I ran into the other guy on my way in.
Oh, she
don't cook.
I didn't think you cooked, so I was a little shocked.
Do they even know who Kitty Claus is? You haven't even probably introduced me.
Sorry, I have not introduced. My apologies. So Kitty Claus is the sister-in-law of Santa Claus.
That's right.
Yes.
Mrs. Claus is, well, I'm Mrs. Claus's much, much younger sister.
And she has a reputation.
Yeah, I like to eat pie.
That's
Okay,
Sure,
so
we'll go with that.
there's the moon
That's beautiful.
in the sky. It's
Yep.
called the moon. And then there's a moose because that's very Canadian. And there's a Christmas tree because it's Christmas. But do you know what this is? All this stuff.
Oh, one of the guesses is pumpkin pie.
Oh my God.
Oh,
so-
someone has
so-
guessed what it
You're
is.
so Thanksgiving. What do you mean?
That was so last week.
I
Depending on where
so,
you were.
I was so like 2 months ago for Canadians. Oh my God, you're so annoying. Okay, so somebody guess? What do you mean? What do they guess?
Yes, we've had a few people guess.
And what did they say? What did they say?
They said sugar pie.
Well, it's okay.
Isn't that what it is?
Well, in Canada and in the other guy's world, I was told it's tarte au sucre.
Ooh,
It's different.
It
It's
is.
Francais. It's Francais. So yeah, sugar pie. It's really easy to make. If somebody pointed that out, they know how to make it. So it's really, really easy. All you have to do is put stuff in it, like sugar and cream and whipping cream and cream. But the key ingredient is maple. It's a maple sugar tart.
Oh, so this is like a giant maple sugar tart.
It's like a Christmas thing.
Oh,
It's
wow.
not quite like it's maple sugar ideally, but you know how hard it is to get maple sugar? Because that's very, very special. Maple sugar as opposed to maple syrup.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Maple syrup, you just get that anywhere from any old tree. But maple sugar is very, 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 very hard to find. So it's very special. But in the old days, they would have had maple sugar anyway. They would have just used maple syrup. But I used both.
So
Well,
Kitty,
the other guy used both. I was told.
Kitty, did you have any caffeine today?
What?
So how do you make this?
What is this?
Did the other guy tell you how to
It's
make
just
this?
really easy. The dough. Just make your very special. My dough is, is the no-fail dough.
The no
my
fail
God.
dough.
The no-fail dough. So the no-fail dough is very easy to make. It's called a no-fail dough for a reason because you don't fail. It turns out fluffy and flaky and all of that.
Oh,
Flaky,
that's perfect.
flaky, like some
Flaky.
people I know.
Yeah, I have no idea who that would be.
I have no idea. Okay, so the flaky dough. It's a no-fail dough that my much, much older sister used to do in home ec.
Hold on,
100 years ago.
Your much older sister said that she was the younger sister of the two. So someone's not telling the truth.
Anyway, let's not go there. So you make the no-fail dough. It's really easy. It's like 5 cups of flour, a cup of water with an egg and vinegar, and you put that together, and it always turns out light and fluffy. You roll it out, roll it in, and then the mixture is just like I said. It's like sugar, cream, eggs. You do it on the stove. You boil it. You simmer it. You boil it. You add eggs because eggs gonna right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you just let it sit, and there you have it.
Is that a technical baking term?
Well, I do that sometimes. I like when people do that to me. Oh, my goodness. She a dirty bird.
So Kitty, what have you been up to lately?
What have I been up to?
And where have you been?
Oh my gosh. I've been hanging around with Missy, my sister Claus. She dragged me, she's on
Missy Claus.
Yeah, she's on
Yes.
holidays for, most of the year except for December.
Yes.
So we were somewhere very tropical and very like ooh, 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 ooh. As a matter of fact, we celebrated Christmas early because we just got back. And we're not really back. She's not back. And I'm not really back. I'm just here momentarily. I just decided to pop in. But I've been listening to Christmas music, having Christmas cocktails, pre-Christmas,
Have you found a special someone?
Huh?
I know you're always on the prowl.
What? Oh my gosh, a special someone? She don't get out much.
Sorry, I used this singular.
She don't get much at all.
Should
Oh my
have
God.
plural.
One
Special
singular
ones.
sensation. I like 2 singular sensations sometimes. Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah.
I hope I hit not for children on this.
Oh my gosh. What if you love your little ones?
Anyway, so what are we doing?
Well, I don't know. I thought we'd do a little something if you want.
Are you going to sing a song?
Well, I don't know. Do we have time for a little entertainment?
I think
This
so.
is a little something I learned while I was away.
Is that on the program?
I don't think so.
Okay, ready?
Well, okay.
Oh.
Well, wait a minute. Okay. Let's just do it. Let's do it. I need this because I can't run it. Knitting around the Christmas tree at the Christmas knit along. Everyone's here and you can see that we all just get along. Knitting around the Christmas tree, let the knitting spirit rock. Later we'll have a whip and bob and a brand new knitted frock. You will get a sentimental feeling when you knit. People purling and crocheting, everyone around sashaying, knitting around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday. Everyone knitting merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
That was amazing.
And there it was.
And there it
Done.
was.
She knows when to stop the music because I'm exhausted.
Have you been to Nashville?
Have I been to Nashville?
I think there's a career for you waiting for you in Nashville.
Well, I thought I'd start with Canadian Idol.
Canadian Idol.
Yeah, because it's much easier to get in there than the real Idol.
I don't think that's on anymore.
Oh my gosh. We're gonna just do our own Idol.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Yep. So you popped in here. Was it to drop off gifts or say hello?
No, it's just to say hello, and it was just to bring that pie in and show you what I can do. Because sometimes you do some things better than others. But you know what? I got a sleigh waiting for me because Mrs. Cloth, she hijacked that sucker. I got to go, friends. I got to go.
Are you leaving the pie here?
Oh, why don't we have a little slice of pie? I'm going to try that pie. What am I talking about? I'm going to try that pie. I'm not going anywhere without trying that pie. Here. I didn't make these.
Well, we have to know. Yeah, we have to try it.
Oh my goodness. Here you go. Here you go.
Where are you going to cut it?
I'm going to cut it right down the wazoo. Oh, I can't. Oh, I don't want to decapitate. What's that word?
Decapitate?
Yeah, cut the moose's head off. Oh gosh.
Are you a hunter?
No, but there's this moose. I see moose balls. Oh my gosh.
I think they're called moose knuckles.
You're gonna have the moose. I'm giving you the moose knuckle.
That is a huge
It's
piece.
the moose knuckle right there. Look, you can see the moose knuckle. Okay. There you go. And you know what I'm going? You know what I'm having?
The head.
Is that we go there? I'm going over the moon. For me, the moon.
Sure. We'll go with that.
I'm taking the moon. Because sometimes she thinks her brain.
Did the other guy say we're allowed to
she's on the
crack
moon.
into this?
I don't even know. I thought he said we're saving this for Christmas.
Okay, so let's try this. Let's see.
I'm already having some to eat. Okay.
Amazing.
That is very mapley.
Very maple. I'm not sure if it's the moose knuckle or actually the ingredients that make it delicious, but it's really good.
Anyway, enjoy. I'm going to take this
Okay.
left over to Mrs. Class. We'll see y'all.
Yeah, we'll see you in a
See
bit.
y'all another
It was
time.
so wonderful to see you.
Thanks so much. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Isn't he just adorable? He's so cute. Bye.
I was going to say that just about you.
I'll send my love to Mrs. Clausen.
Okay.
And the other guy.
Are you
And,
hitchhiking back to the North Pole?
oh gosh, no, I'm going to the South Pole where it's hot.
Well, I'm glad we're not relying on you for Christmas gifts. So speaking of Christmas gifts, one of the things that I like to do over the holidays. Oh, hey, Kitty, can you come back for a second? Because there was one thing you forgot. Kitty's absent-minded every so often.
She'd already done had it.
There was one that you took off, and I didn't have an opportunity to
Do I need to sit for
give
this?
you something, and
What?
I wanted to give you something.
Oh my goodness, but you hardly know me, and you already gave it to me once before.
Oh,
my
here. Well,
goodness.
here's one thing we can do.
Oh my goodness. Well, you know when you're in Canada, that's what you do. What are you going to
Oh
give?
my God, who brought you?
She's going to give me something. I mean, he's going to give me something. A little something, something. A little something, something.
So close your
Oh
eyes.
my
Close your
goodness.
eyes.
Do I put my hands out?
Yeah.
Am I supposed to guess? The spherical. That means round, people. Round. Oh my gosh.
It doesn't mean
it's
round
like fuzzy.
people.
I feel like fuzzy.
Okay, you can
balls.
take off your glasses.
Oh
then.
my gosh. Oh no, I can't. They're so sparkly. Or they sparkle. One does. Your
So
balls are amazing.
Thank you.
They're so soft to the touch and round and squishy. What do you do with your balls? you do what with these balls?
I love every year I like knitting balls.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. So this was, I wanted to
Do
give
you
you one of
share
them.
your woolly balls with
I
everyone
do.
out
I
there?
do. I give them as presents. Yeah.
Oh,
So I just wanted to give you this woolly ball.
oh my
As a,
gosh.
you can take that with you to the South Pole.
Oh my gosh, the tear's about to start. There it is. Oh, that I had to poke my finger in it. Okay. Are we done?
Yes. Yes, we're done.
That was
Okay.
so sweet. Look. That's gorgeous. Is that your own pattern, or did you make that up?
That
in your
one's
mind,
my
or-
own.
Or
Yes.
did I make that
Yep.
up for your mind?
No.
For your mind only.
Yes.
Thank
Okay.
you.
See you later. Take care.
Okay, thank you.
Happy hitchhiking to the South Pole.
Oh, I'm gonna hitchhike. All right.
Should come with a warning label. Okay, so what I like to do around the holiday season is knit balls. And I'll tell you just how I got into it. I was taking a class years ago at the at Vogue Knitting in New York, and Arnie and Carlos were teaching a class. And they're fantastic guys. And if you ever have to learn how to knit a Christmas ball, they're the experts in it. And they have a pattern, they have a book out with all of their patterns, and it was a terrific course, and I really liked it because it's something that you can do. It's quick, it's easy, and you can watch television and do it. And so I thought, I'll get into this. I really enjoyed it. Started doing them for the holidays, but then also started knitting balls for other things. And so I was going to Denmark a few years ago, and I thought, when I'm in Denmark, I'm going to take something. I'm going to take this knitted ball, and what I would do with it is, I was there alone, so I'd sit it on the table while I was having a meal, and then people would come up and ask, what's the ball all about, and where did you get it? And then it'd open up a discussion around guys who knit and just knitting in general. And then I would take it to some of the places, tourist traps, or places that people want to take a lot of pictures, and I'd set it on a statue or something like that, and then people would take pictures of that, and then take pictures of this, and again start talking. It was really to open up a conversation around knitting. And then I was at one of the spots, and I had it there, was taking a photo, and then a tourist bus came off, and everybody came out from the tourist bus, and they started taking photos of the ball. So then I picked it up to leave, and they all yelled at me and told me to leave it there. So I thought that was quite funny. But anyway, it was really, I used this as a tool to help me open up to have a conversation with people in a country that I didn't know anyone when I was there. So it was great. And I've knit for other things as well. I knit a bunch of these for Movember week to raise money for prostate cancer, and a bunch of other things. But the great thing about knitting the balls is that the gauge doesn't really matter. So if you're not worrying about gauge, it doesn't matter what the size of it is. You can use whatever needles you want, and you can use your scrap yarn as well. And again, you can come into all different sizes. So I use my scrap yarn to make these. One of the ones that's been really popular, and people ask me for the pattern every year, is this one, and it's a sheep ball. And so I will put a link to the pattern here. I have not put this on Ravelry yet, but I will. I'm happy to share this pattern with anyone. I'm knitting one right now, and I just wanted to cover up a couple of things with this. So what you need when you knit a ball, let's go into my handy bag. You will need a pair of scissors. You'll need DPNs, or double pointed needles. I prefer to knit with double pointed needles when I'm knitting balls. And you will need a little darning needle, and you'll need a crochet hook, because you'll have to make the loop at the end. So I've got one in and you might want to have a tape measure as well. So what I do is, I guess the last item that you need is stuffing, because you're gonna have to stuff your balls. So you can use anything. You can use the inside of a pillow. You shouldn't be spending very much money on this. It's cheap. You can find it all over the place. So what you do is you cast on 12 stitches, and you cast them onto your double pointed needles. If you can cast on and get through your first row, the rest is simple, because it's tough. You're casting on 12 stitches, and you're leaving a tail of 30 centimeters or 12 inches once you cast on, because what you're going to have to do is you're starting from the bottom up. And so you want to close the hole at the bottom. So you want to leave string there. And what you do is you close the hole and then you feed it up through here, and you can use it as the string to hold the ornament. So cast on 12 stitches. Once you've done that, you put them on. I divide them. I have 3 on each stitch, and then I will do my next round. And then every other round you increase by 2 stitches on each needle. So if you started off at 3, then you're going to be at 5, knit around, then you're going to be at 7, knit around, you're going to be at 9 on each of the needles. So you're actually increasing in size until you get to the middle of your pattern. And then you keep the numbers consistent, and then you start to decrease at the top. So I've got one right now that's pretty much halfway through. You can see it. And then what I do is I'm going to be 3/4 of the way finished. And once I'm 3/4 of the way, I'll start to stuff the ball with. And one thing you can do also is you'll see that sometimes there's a seam in between your needles. And so you can, if you want to steam it, you can steam your balls so that you don't have a seam, or the seam is less visible. So those are holiday balls. And what I do with them is I'd say you can get through one in a night. It doesn't take that long. You can write your own patterns. I've done a ton of them. Here's another one I did of the cabin. And you can do 3 sides, 4 sides, whatever you want. And the great thing also about this is you can really, once you figure out the math behind making a ball, you can do all different shapes and sizes. So it's fantastic. I think the other one is just, I do flags as well. So the bear flag, I incorporated the bear paw and the colors for the bear flag. So those are my holiday balls. I put them on presents. I give them to people. I give them to Kitty Claw, and again, it's very easy. It's an easy knit. Again, once you get past the cast on and the first row, you're laughing and it's easy. And just remember, when you're knitting in the round, you're going from right to left. So that is it. That's all you need. And I'd be happy to see, if anybody knits the knitted balls, comes up with their own patterns. It's not difficult to do, and it's a lot of fun as well. Oh my gosh! We've got another visitor. I think you just. I think you just missed the ho.
Excuse me. What are we talking about?
Kitty just left.
Kitty who? Oh, that sister-in-law of mine. Oh, that Kitty Claus. I haven't seen her or Mrs. Claus in weeks. I've been busy. I was down at the South Pole, where it's hot and all.
So I was expecting you to be in a red outfit.
I'm wearing red for the occasion. I had my
where's
sheepskins. I forgot my sheepskin. I left it at the door.
But so what's with this getup? I've only seen you ever wear red.
I only work a short time of the year. Don't go, that whole working all year round in that workshop until Christmas. No, I got meetings about 4 weeks to go. I can do a lot in 4 weeks. I got all my other people, the other guys working for me, doing all the toys. That's how it works. I've been in the South Pole where it's hot. I haven't seen Kitty or Mrs. Claus. They've been doing their own thing on the other side of the island.
Kitty's on her way to the South Pole.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but like I said, I haven't seen either of them because they're over on the other side of that island.
I recently read that 200,000 volunteers help out for Christmas each year.
How many is that?
That's a lot.
A whole lot.
That's a whole lot.
A whole lot of volunteers.
Yeah.
Wow. Volunteers are special people,
They are special.
But I remember someone tell me once, what? Volunteer? I don't work for free. That's the nasty people. They get the coal at Christmas time, don't you know?
So do you you give gifts to everybody around, and
oh freak. What's that for? Fun.
F is for
friggin' fun.
So you give gifts to people, but do you ever get gifts? Do you ever receive gifts?
That's a tough question. What do you mean by gift?
How about let's start with presents.
Presents. No. The present. This is the present. The present
Is giving.
is the present. Live in the presence.
I think you stole that line from Jinx Monsoon.
Jinx. Oh, that all. Speaking of hoes, I know that one. She's on my naughty list. And so are you. And I know a few of you. I've seen you at the festivals and all. And I'm watching from above up here. You don't see that sleigh in the Okay. So, yeah, there are some on my naughty list. Just saying.
And how did they get on your naughty list?
Well, they just have to do a whole lot of nothing, kind of like I heard the other guy was doing a whole lot of nothing. That's what I heard.
Where is the other guy? Anyway, I don't know. He started the show and then he left.
The other guy, I don't know. Oh gosh, that guy's always lost in space, as is now. Don't you know him? Have you not met him? Have you not seen him on the YouTube?
Oh, he's a lovable guy.
Is he? That's what I hear.
You look a little bit related. But
Oh my goodness. That's because we're all related one way or another.
I
But
also
we're not going there.
so did they not have enough food in the South Pole? I
Oh
noticed
my
that
goodness.
you've lost a significant amount of weight.
That's because I decided it's a new year. Ain't no reason to be, jiggly willy. I'm just gonna be fit Fanta.
Since when did you not want a jiggly willy?
She's on my naughty list.
So you brought your glasses? Are those your reading glasses?
Well, how do you think I read the list? But you know what? How about do I need to read you a little something?
Sure, that would be great.
Being Christmas and all. What the? Oh my!
This is one of your reindeers.
Oh my goodness!
This is one of your
He
reindeers.
came early. Oh, the little bugger. He came. There he is. It's all olive. It's olive. The other reindeer.
Yeah.
Is it?
Olive.
Oh, look at him. He's so adorable.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Who's minding the sleigh? I don't know where the sleigh is. It got
You've got a new.
They got hijacked somewhere along the route in the south.
I think Zan would be great at leading the sleigh.
Well, okay, sure.
Okay, so get crafty.
Well, yeah, I thought because I'm just going to drop by because I got to get back because soon enough, as you all know, I got to get busy.
Yeah.
Y'all got to get cracking because it's almost Christmas, so you got to get to your knitting projects. So I brought a little something, an inspirational piece of work. Now let me just get. Oh my goodness. She can see. Okay. Do you like my hat?
It looks great.
I stole it from Cabin Boy Knits. Do you
What?
like?
Yeah, it's great.
I love it. It makes me feel sailor-like, but a Christmas sailor. Yeah.
You look like a Tom of Finland sailor.
Oh, I know Tom.
Santa Claus.
I know Tom. We go way back. So I thought I'd share this with everybody. Is there people? Am I just talking to myself here?
You're looking at a mirror and
Oh,
yeah, there's no one there, so
is
don't
that
worry
me?
about it.
Oh my
It's
God.
just it's like you're talking to a mirror.
Okay, so here it was. Okay, you may not heard this one before, but let's give it a go. 'Twas a month before Christmas, and all through the cabin, not a thing's getting done, and Jamie's just babbling. It's time to start knitting. She's getting a twitch. Not a whip was in progress, not even a stitch. The swatches were hung with the projects in mind, in hopes that the other guy would make up his mind. And Cabin
like to
Boy
see that.
Knits, he just snuggles in bed while visions of woolly balls dance in his head and other places. When out in the YouTube, there seemed such a fuss. 'Twas the dudes of the knitting world creating a buzz. I sprang from the bed to see what's the matter, and right there in virtual land arose such a clatter. When what to my eyes I thought should appear, a whole lot of dudes, all very dear. So I whistled and I shouted and called them by name. I knew that the craft world would never be the same. Go WOOLPATCH, go Stuart, go Needles at the Ready, go Kevin, go Ray. They got something to say. Now piece for piece, go Michael, he's hip. Go Fiber Hustle, go Aaron, go fun-loving Chip. Now craft away, craft away, craft away all. Your friends are all ready, so let's have a ball. So listen and learn and follow along the stories they tell and the projects they've done with broad, happy smiles and twinkling eyes. The dudes of the YouTube, a feast for your eyes. So merry and sexy, creative and smart. With all that they do, it's just natural art. Now watch them and message a like or a kiss. And surely there's something you don't want to miss. Because you heard it here first from Cabin Boy Nets. Now after the show, we just have 4 weeks to go. Just follow these projects. Let creative juices flow. Your stockings are hung and now ready to fill. So fill them with love and laughter and goodwill. Now dash away, dash away, dash away all to the next dudes on YouTube, because they're all very sexy and hot after all. And happy Christmas to all, and to all happy crafting.
That is fantastic. Well, thank you so much. And I just want to thank everyone for watching as well. That was super nice of everyone to join. I know we had a great time. Santa Claus, it is so nice for you to be here. What a special treat.
Thank you.
And I just want to thank the Fiber dudes for also having us participate in this. We're really, really excited and happy. It's just a fantastic way to kick it off.
Are we having a good time yet?
We're having a fantastic time. And everyone's going to be teleported over to Stuart, all the way over to England. He is starting in 15 minutes.
That guy's cute, like all the other guys, isn't he? Oh, I think that was Kitty. I can hear Kitty talking.
You have to keep track of your characters.
She'd had all been dull messed up in her heads.
Anyway, thank you so much again for joining, and see you over on Stuart's site, the WOOLPATCH.
Thank you so much.
Take care, everyone.
For your time and patience and your wonderful beings of being here and there.
Bye-bye.
There's still 6 minutes to go.
No, that's not right. I started it late. It's 1:40. It's 1:47.
Did you press end?
No.
Oh, Nortil's talking to the people.